I woke up to day 2. I was going to make breakfast, but in this world there was no need to eat. So I went outside to see what was going on. It was raining. The weather was a little bit windy. And as I looked around, I noticed that the world had nothing in it. There were no planes flying around, no ships to be found, nothing on the land. This was a quiet world. Yesterday was about saving people that could have saved themselves. Today was about finding a new job. I found out that it was reported that a small boat had gone missing. I needed to search the area and locate the emergency. So with that in mind, I headed to the shed. Although it appeared that the mission was farther away, I stumbled across the boat much closer than I thought. I approached the small boat. There was supposedly someone that was injured here that needed to be helped. Of course, the boat needed to be fixed, so I got out my torch. Hello there, sir. Let me step aboard your boat, and I will fix it right up here. I have no idea how you managed to damage your boat so bad. I don't see anything around here, but I will be happy to fix it. Okay, so I repaired the boat. $2,000 was rewarded. You, sir, look a little damaged. I'll be right back to help you. Grab a first aid kit here. It was nice to see someone in the world besides myself. It was a shame that they never really talked to me. Alright, so do I have to get you to the hospital? Let's check. Rescue one casualty to a hospital. Repair the damage. So apparently after fixing the gentleman's boat, I had to take him to a hospital. This was always very odd for me in this world. You repair the boat, and then you still have to take him to the hospital. Strange world that we live in. But that was a job. So I picked him up and jumped over to my boat. Sat him down and left his boat behind and headed for the hospital. Like the previous day, it was probably worth just taking him to my home and then walking him to the hospital. The question that came to my mind as I dragged the man off the boat and started heading towards the hospital was, wouldn't it be nice to have a vehicle, a land vehicle, to travel across the land to the hospital? I mean, if these guys were going to keep breaking down in the middle of nowhere and then wanting to go to the hospital for a scrape or a cut, it seemed like I'd need a truck so I could travel from the hospital to the dock and to the dock from the hospital. But unfortunately, I don't think I had the funds or the equipment to build a land vehicle. So, as the previous day, I started walking into the night towards the hospital. After a long walk looking at the beautiful starry sky and a man with a scraped knee on my back, I arrived at the hospital. It was time to drop him off. He seemed very happy. He looked at me, staring, as did everybody else in the place. There were no words exchanged, but I could tell he was grateful for me having carried him all the way over here. I headed back to the house. I walked back home from the hospital in the pouring rain. I left my door open. And now it was time to get a little shut-eye again. I thought about making something to eat, but again, there's no need to eat in this world, so I went ahead and went to bed. I woke up the next morning to a beautiful day. It was time to go out and see what there was to do in this world, yet again. Well, it looked like there was a new mission. A blue boat requires servicing in the ocean. Repair and transport the blue boat in the ocean to the Wind dock. Interesting. This was a little bit different from repairing and taking someone to the hospital, but it sounds like I needed some kind of towing system. I went ahead and headed down to the dock thinking I really needed to update my boat in order to handle towing. Once in the dock, I brought my boat into the garage. Let's see, how were we going to tow this boat? Well, we had 2 rope things on the side there, which might come in handy. Okay, well, it looked like we were prepared, but I think I'll go ahead and add a few more ropes just in case. You never know. All right, we're ready to go. Hopefully my little boat would be able to pull whatever boat we needed to save. So where are we headed to? Straight out to the middle of the ocean. Alright, looks good. Let's go. In the distance I could see the ship, but it was still far away. As I arrived at the location, the weather started getting a bit choppy, but it didn't look like it was too big of a boat, so I was pretty confident that I could tow it all the way back without much trouble. As I pulled up alongside the boat, I noticed it was actually abandoned. A little bit creepy. Alright, so this was a test of my little boat. I had to grab a rope and try to hook it to my boat. So I hooked the first one and jumped over to the boat, hoping that there was going to be an easy way to connect this. Well, it looks like there's a connector right there. Amazing. Okay. And there's a rope right here. Cool. I'll just hook it there and hook it to my other side. And that should make it really easy to tow with 2 ropes, I hope. Alright. The boat was ready to be towed. Now was the test. Could my little boat tow it? I don't know. Alright, here we go. With the waves choppy and the heavy boat behind me, I started to make my way to the dock. Oh boy, please do not tip over. Judging by the speed, this was going to be a long night. Alright, we're doing it. Slowly, but we're doing it. Okay, the waves seem to be pushing me to the right. So let's see if we can give it a little more power. Get it going to the left a bit more. We're having trouble going to the left. I think the wind is blowing us quite a bit. Oh no. This was not good. This is really not good. Okay. Uh-oh. We're gonna die. So after a few waves, it looked like I was the one needed to be rescued. I only had a few options. I could try to stay on the boat and hope that it flipped over with a giant wave, or I could start swimming back to the base. With very few options left, I decided to go ahead and make the swim back home. After swimming for several hours, I arrived home. Well, almost home. Wasn't quite there yet. It was still a ways away, but luckily I had made it without being attacked by sharks or any other sea creatures. So I called it a plus and then started thinking about what I was going to do to get my boat back and finish the mission. Which, thinking about it now, I probably should have just given up. So instead I decided to make a new boat using the money I'd made from the previous missions. So I was going to build a new boat, but I decided to modify the old boat and hope this would be enough to get our other boats back to where they need to be. So, with that in mind, let's go ahead and give it a try and hope everything works out. The wind is really bad, so I'm having to fight the wind and try to keep the boat from flipping over. Not easy to do, but we're going to try to get back to our original boat and hopefully everything goes well. And fire this wind like crazy. Am I going anywhere? God. The wind has not changed. It's a big wave. And it's gonna hit me. And see it. Where is it? Alright, so it has been hours since nighttime. And I have been struggling, fighting against the wind that has not subsided. And the waves are huge. And my boat has been bouncing around, and I cannot get to my original vehicle, or the vehicle that was in danger. I'm just pushed around by the waves, my small engine trying to cope with it. If the wind would just subside, I could probably finish this mission. But unfortunately, I am tossed around like a toothpick in this ocean. Now I'm facing the wrong way again. And both me and the boats are blowing from our original course to here. We're going to keep trying to see if this wind will let up. And hopefully we can just get next to our boat down here before we run out of gas. And that's against me too. Oh, I think I saw it. Right over there. Yeah, again, see that wind? We are going against the wind, which is making it nearly impossible to control the boat. If we can recover our original boat, then we can think about building a bigger boat that might be able to deal with these waves better. But for right now, we are completely out of money because we spent it on this replacement boat, and things are not going well. Should be right in front of us. If we can get close, we can latch on, and we might be able to tow our original boat back to the dock and recover all the money that we have in these two boats. I don't know if we're going to be able to finish the mission, though, because we're having a heck of a time unless that wind lets up. This world is very cruel when it comes to wind. The wind can make your boats take flight if you're not careful. The wind might be slightly subsiding. I don't feel like I'm being flipped around as much when I used to go into the wind. And there we go. We can see them. Okay. So if we can just get a little closer. Yeah. We haven't been able to do this all night. We've been fighting with the wind all night long. It looks like we made it. It's right there. So we've got two boats here. Let's see if we can cut our engine here. I'm just going to grab onto this one, maybe. There we go. All right. We've got him. We've got him. So now, what should we do? Should we try to go back to the dock, which is right over there, with this boat attached? I don't know. I think the wind's starting to subside, so that's good. Okay, so let's try to make it over to the objective. We're going to try. Just to see if we can get these moving. No, we're not going to be able to do this. What is our best bet? Should we unhook the third boat and just take our boat back? That might be the best way to save our money. Let's see if we can turn towards the dock. It's right over there. The wind is a lot lighter. Maybe... Oh. Do we still have fuel left? We're starting to wear on our fuel here. We're just going to take these back to the dock. Yeah, we're never going to make it with that other boat. So what we're going to do, we're going to untie it. Let's untie it from here. Wish us luck. I think that's going to be a problem. No. Really? Really? Alright, well, after battling all night long in severe weather, we absolutely cannot do anything here. We can't rescue the ships. We can't turn over our ugly little boats. We are in trouble. Our second day in this world has resulted in 2 broken ships, and the dock is way over there. There's no way. There's no way. Can I can't pull these with me, can I? That would be amusing, but let's find out. Grab a rope and swim. Is this working? I don't know, but we're going to do it. With 2 ships down and night approaching, my best bet is to swim to the shore, pulling the rope behind me, hopefully pulling the boats behind me. Since it could be a long and dangerous night, I'm going to go ahead and tell you what happens on the next episode on Stormworks Story Mode. I'll see you next time.